जय जय श्री राधे। श्री वल्लभाधीश की जय। सभी वैष्णवों को जय श्री कृष्ण। Today is the 19th day of the readings of the 84 Vaishnava, the 84 Vaishnava disciples of Sri Mahaprabhuji Sri Vallabhacharya Ji. The story of Rukmini, the daughter of Seth Purushottam Das, Bhav Prakash. In the eternal Leela, Rukmini is the Sakhi of Sri Swaminiji's Sakhi Indulekha, and her name is Modini. She was always ready to serve Sri Thakurji. Mod means joy, and Sri brought joy, hence her name. Part 1. Sri Acharya Ji initiated Rukmini with the Lord's name and then with Brahma Sambandh. She was a recipient of great grace. Once Sri Gosaiji came to Varanasi. It was the day of a solar eclipse. He came to the Manikarnika Ghat to bathe. When Rukmini had finished bathing her Sri Thakurji, she also came to the same ghat to bathe. She saw that Sri Gosaiji was there. When she had bathed and dressed, one Vaishnava announced to Sri Gosaiji that Seth Purushottam Das's daughter had come there to take her bath. Sri Gosaiji beckoned her over. He asked her, "How many days has it been since you had a bath in the Ganga?" She replied that it had been at least 24 years. Great emotion welled up in Sri Gosaiji's heart when he heard this, for he knew that she didn't take time out from her Sri Thakurji's Seva. Bhav Prakash, the inner meaning. Rukmini Ji had bathed in the Ganga 24 years before and had come again now just because she knew Sri Gosaiji to be there. Otherwise she didn't ever come because she was so absorbed in her seva at home. Part 1 continued. Sri Gosaiji, observing her way, remarked that Sri Thakurji would be forever in her debt. Bhav Prakash. Sri Gosaiji made this remark in the mood of the Srimad Bhagavatam 10, Canto 10, Chapter 32, verse 22, where Sri Thakurji says that he will be forever in the gopis' debt because of the love that they have given him. Part 2. It was the custom for the wives and daughters of Kshatriya families to bathe in the Ganga regularly during the months of Kartik, Magh and Vaishakha. Rukmini told her father that if he gave his permission, she would also go to bathe, and he told her that if she wanted to go, she should, and that she could take with her whatever she needed. Rukmini said that they would need to order in some ghee and sugar, and then she would need some flour, but she had that at home. Her idea was to rise very early in the morning, make lots of preparation for all the morning service to facilitate the bathing trip. Then she would make the afternoon services up to the night time when Sri Thakurji again takes rest. She did this for so many years, but then Sethji said to her, "I have never seen you go for your Ganga bath on any of these days of Kartik. When do you go?" Rukmini replied, "What would be gained by my going to bathe in the Ganga? Only one who needs something would need to go. My Severin is my everything, including my holy bath." Sethji was so happy to hear this answer. Bhav Prakash. One might ask why she ordered in foodstuffs with the idea of going for a Ganga bath. If she had just so much as said that she needed them for seva, then Sethji would have granted them anyway. The example here is that when the Kumarika gopis wanted to attain Sri Thakurji through bathing in Sri Yamunaji and worshipping the goddess Katyayani during the month of Magh Shirsh, they first of all decided that they should ask Sri Yashodaji. Sri Yashodaji then requested Sri Nandaraji to fetch and keep separate some flour, ghee and sugar for the purpose. In the name of Katyayani Devi, they worship Sri Yamunaji, who is one with Sri Thakurji. In the disguise of worshipping Katyayani Devi Ji, they offered all their hearts, minds and bodies in full surrender to Sri Thakurji. In this very way, Rukmini named these Kartik, Magh Shirsh and Vishakha bathing rituals, but really was just serving Sri Thakurji in that same mood of the gopis. Just as no one truly knew the gopis' intent, so Rukminiji's intent was also concealed. What to speak of others, even Seth Purushottam Das, her own father, could not understand the depth of the love in her heart for Sri Thakurji. Rukmini's body with time became incapable. She was fully prepared to leave her body. What is the use of having a body which cannot be useful in Seva? So by the wish of the Lord she left her body. A Vaishnava remarked to Sri Gosaiji, Maharaj, a Vaishnava had met the Gangaji. But Sri Gosaiji says, it was wrong to say this, for it was the Gangaji who had met Rukminiji. Many souls leave their bodies on the banks of the Gangaji river, but it was rare for Gangaji to be met with such a devotee. This is what Sri Gosaiji was explaining. Great souls purify the so-called holy places. Therefore, Sri Nanda Dasji has written in his work, the Panchadhyayi, great souls roam the earth in order to purify the holy places. Great Vaishnavas are born simply to uplift other souls, just like the Lord appears for the same purpose. Sri Acharyaji has described the form of pure devotees in his treatise Pushti Pravaha Maryada Bhed, verse 11 and 12. Therefore, souls on the path of grace are undoubtedly different from the other two types. The creation of grace-filled souls is purely for the loving grace of the blessed, blissful Lord. The creation of grace-filled souls is purely for the loving service of the blessed, blissful Lord. There is no doubt that grace-filled souls are quite different from the other embodied souls on this earth. They come from the Lord's own form and come in to earth to make service to him. They have divine forms, qualities, actions, and intent. Some say they are quite similar. Sri Gosaiji thus enumerated the godly qualities of Rukmini. Thus Rukmini was a worthy recipient of the grace of Sri Acharyaji, and there is truly no end to her story. Thus concludes Varta 6, Part 1, the story, Section 1, the story of Rukmini, the daughter of Seth Purushottam Das. This is the 19th reading concluded. We continue tomorrow for Part 20. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Shri Vallabhadisha ki jai, Shri Govardhanaji ki jai, Shri Gosaiji Param Dayalu ki jai ho, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Jai Shri Radhe.